Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
Now, on to the next topic. Our favorite messy sports anchor is at it again. Malika Andrews, during the NBA draft this past Thursday, embarrasses herself and puts the second round pick Brandon Miller on blast after he was drafted to the Charlotte Hornets with the number 2 pick. At the draft, she mentioned the fact that Brandon Miller's name was implicated in a murder case that happened with his teammate and another man. Now, Brandon Miller had no involvement with this murder whatsoever. So why did Malika Andrews have to bring that up? Like, come on. You know, this is this young man's special night. He's been waiting for this for a long time. It's finally here, and she messes it up by even mentioning this. It's like, okay, the case is still pending. So that means the investigation, is still going on. So nobody knows if Brandon Miller had any involvement or not. Just let the legal process determine that. But Malika Andrews was very messy for doing that. Like, you don't ruin that young brother's night. Come on, that was that man's moment in the sun, and you ruined it for him by even mentioning that. That's just messy. But I bet you wouldn't do that to any other players, if you know what I mean. You wouldn't do that at all. But Malika Andrews has always been messy, man, and it seems like she just goes after the brothers just very hard. She went hard to paint on Ime Udoka last year when the whole cheating scandal in the Boston Celtics organization came about. She really went in hard on him. You know, she went hard on that player who was murdered, trying to protect, his girlfriend and her friend. I forget the player's name. If anybody remembers the player's name, please give it to me. I will appreciate it. But still, like, Malika, why did you have to do that? Even bring that up? Most of the time, you don't really hear players' past being brought up like that during the draft. I don't care if it's the NBA, NFL, MLB. You don't even hear it with the NHL draft. But you just had to go in on this brother. Just by saying, okay, yeah, he was drafted number 2. He scored 18 points at Alabama, but he was involved in a murder case with his teammate and another man. Like, come on, Malika. That's grimy. That is straight up messy. But you've always been messy. Ever since you got promoted at ESPN to do the NBA after they let go of Rachel Nichols. You've been messy ever since then. Very messy. It's like you could not just do a full NBA show without bringing up somebody's past or somebody's drama. That's not cool at all. Let that man have his moment. Because Brandon Miller's only 18, 19? He only's going to get drafted once. And for you just to do that to him on his big night, that's low. That's pretty low, and that's classless. And that's lack of journalistic integrity. Very unprofessional. That is very unprofessional for any journalist to do that. What's up, Sylvanius? How you been? Salute Raw Status TV. Check out his channel as well. He's doing his thing over there. Salute to you. But yeah, that definitely just rubbed me the wrong way when she did that while I was doing the NBA draft live here on the show Thursday. She did not have to bring up that man's past at all. Like I said, the investigation is still going on. Let the detectives, the prosecutors, and the whole legal process determine whether he was involved or not. If he was involved, we'll cross that bridge once we get there. If it's proven that he wasn't involved, then hey, that should never be mentioned again. Let that man go on about his life. Let that man go on about his career. But for you to even bring that up like he was already guilty of something, Malika, that's just wrong. And matter of fact, you basically saying that he was guilty. And you think that he's guilty without the facts coming out. That's just wrong. Like I said, what happened to innocent until proven guilty? Oh, I forgot. That changed to guilty until proven innocent. Especially when it comes to us, and especially when it comes to reporters like Malika Andrews. I swear that woman is a lie and the truth ain't in her. Whatsoever. Because she was straight up wrong to do that to him. You're going to embarrass that man on national TV with his family watching. With his parents right there at the draft. Ross Daddy said 100. What's up, Kenny Troy? How you doing? Thanks for joining me. But yeah, I did not like that she would even bring that up. Like I said, I could see if he was convicted or something, or he served time over it. That's one thing, but just to bring it up like he's just guilty, or he's automatically involved in some way, that's wrong. But Malika Andrews always rubbed me the wrong way. That's why I used to watch the NBA Daily Show every day. I forget the name of it on ESPN. It slips my mind. But I used to watch it. I used to like watching it. But I can't watch it with her now because I like Richard Jefferson. Of course, he played with my Cavs, won the championship in 2016. And to a certain extent, I like Kendrick Perkins. I may not agree with everything Perk may say, but I still like him. But ever since she's been on there, I can't watch it no more. It used to be called The Jump. I forget what it's called now. But ever since Malika Andrews has been on that show, I can't watch it. I can't. Excuse me. And I'm not going to watch it until she's gone. Till she's gone off that show. And that's just the honest truth. I can't watch it because of her. Because she's always messy. I'm like, if you want to do that type of stuff, just go to a gossip network. Go to a TMZ or something like that. Because that don't belong in sports. You're right, Kitty Troy. She's straight up terrible. Very terrible. And I can imagine what she's like in person. If anybody tried to step to her for an autograph or a picture, I bet she's 10 times worse. I would bet almost any amount of money she's very horrible in person. And you definitely wouldn't want to approach her. She is. She's a terrible reporter. She's a terrible journalist. Don't have no journalistic integrity whatsoever. Heck, I'll take Rachel Nichols back over her. At least she did have some journalistic integrity. Malika Andrews has none whatsoever. Like I said, she brings up people's mess so much. She might as well just work at TMZ or some network or website like that. Excuse me. But yeah, you don't do that to a young man like that. Like I said, Miller's an 18, 19-year-old kid. finally getting to realize his NBA dream and was a top 3 pick. And you just gonna put his business on blast like that? That was uncalled for. Very uncalled for. And from my knowledge, he had no involvement in that murder that his teammate and the other man did. So why would you even bring it up? Like that's just being just vindictive. Raw status, you said, yeah, man, ESPN be on that BS. Yeah, a lot of them do. Like I said, I used to like watching the NBA Daily Show, but ever since she's been on there, I can't watch it because of her. I used to like watching it, but I definitely miss it when it was the jump with Brian Windhurst, Rachel Nichols. They had Richard Jefferson on there for a minute, and also Jalen Rose. But ever since Malika Andrews has been on the show, it's under a different name now. I can't watch it. I cannot watch it because I can't tolerate to watch her. Kenny Trey said, unfortunately, in mainstream media, we lost the true analysis of sports being covered. It's a lot of name calling gossip. Exactly. That's what it's become now. And that's why you got a lot of content creators doing the same stuff on social media now. That's where it came from. It's a lot of name calls, a lot of gossip, it's a lot of hot take culture. We definitely have lost the true analysis of sports. It didn't used to be like that back then. People just broke down what they saw. Now, okay, it might have been an opinion here and there, but they still broke down what they saw, and they didn't let it get in the way of their analysis. They try to be fair and honest as they could be. Okay, yeah, they may have been somewhat biased, but I mean, what human being isn't biased to a certain extent? But they still didn't let it get in the way of the story or the analysis of the sport. Ross Dad, you said, say it again. But yeah, we definitely lost that. We have definitely lost that. And like I said, it's definitely has filtered down to social media. Look at a lot of the content creators we see on YouTube and other platforms. They're basically doing the same thing that a lot of the mainstream media does now. And they got the nerve to criticize mainstream media. You know what? I'm going to say this right here, right now. A lot of people, whether you're a content creator or a viewer, some of you sit up and talk about the mainstream media, but the same mainstream media you criticize is the same mainstream media you're influenced by. A lot of them are influenced by the same mainstream media that they say they hate so much. A lot of them are. But yeah, as far as Malika Andrews, man, her day is going to come. She's going to get hers for all the stuff she has said and done about people. Because that was just uncalled for about how she did Brandon Miller. That was very uncalled for. To just even put that dude on blast like that. On his big night. You know, for all my horror buffs out there, it's like some Carrie stuff. The only thing that, you know, she was the girl with the blood in the bucket waiting to just pour it on him. Like I said, that's for all my horror buffs out there. If y'all didn't seen Carrie enough to know what I'm talking about, Kenny Troy, you said that's right. Like, come on. Like, you gonna embarrass that man on his big night by just mentioning something that he may not have been involved with? Like, come on, Malika, you just messy.